So, we got new MCU content.
Finally.
What's going on, guys? I'm Chris, and welcome back to another video. Today, we're talking about episodes 1 and 2 of WandaVision, the new Marvel Disney Plus show. Just giving you guys our thoughts on it, kind of go through the major plot points of each episode. We are going to talk about spoilers here. Cam, how you doing?
I'm doing great.
Did you love the show? Are you in the middle on it?
I wouldn't use the word love. I think love is a strong word.
Okay.
But I did like it. How did you feel on it?
I thought that it was good. I didn't adore this show by any means. The sitcom vibe was a little off-putting to me.
Chris is not the biggest on sitcoms like I Love Lucy and like Bewitched and stuff like Bewitched.
Friends.
It's a great. He doesn't like Friends. He doesn't like laugh tracks.
But I like funny sitcoms and not like
he likes
that
sitcoms
70s show,
How I Met Your Mother.
Seinfeld, How I Met Your Mother. Those are like the top three.
But he doesn't like ones like Friends and stuff like that. So it was a little bit harder for him to get into.
I'm excited for when this becomes like an actual show is what I'm saying. Like,
I think it'll also appeal more to you now that it's in color.
So we're going to start by talking about episode 1, then we'll transition into episode 2. But episode 1 just throws you right in. There's like a little bit of an intro. It's black and white. Of course, the MCU music plays. Like the first 15 minutes, it's a full-on sitcom. You have no clue what's going on. And you're just like, okay.
But the thing that's awesome is that Wanda and Vision don't know what's going on either.
Right. I mean, it goes without saying it's unlike anything Marvel's done. I'm not going to sit here and talk about that. Everyone has already said that.
Duh.
Like, it's a sitcom in black and white. Of course, it's unlike anything they've done.
Yeah.
But
I've seen a lot of people like absolutely raving about WandaVision.
Yeah.
And as I will say, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I've seen it twice already. He went back to bed, but I couldn't fall back to sleep, so I've seen it twice. I literally have like pages and pages of notes on my computer of like my theories and like my thoughts and all this stuff. I really, really enjoyed it, but we only have 2 episodes, and I think to say that it's a masterpiece and one of the... No, I'm so serious. I've seen tweets of people being like,
yeah,
this is a masterpiece. This is the best thing Marvel's ever created. I think that's a very big jump when we only have 2 episodes of it. And it's honestly... It'd be one thing to say that about Falcon and Soldier if you have those first 2 episodes, because that's a solid, 2 hours?
Yeah.
Versus, because WandaVision's so short, it's only 30 minutes. So how can you say that about just an hour? That's half of a movie. Not even.
Exactly.
So it's like... I think people are jumping the gun, especially because we haven't gotten Marvel content in so long.
There's a moment in the first episode where they're having like a dinner party. It's basic sitcom formula. And then one of the characters starts to choke.
Mr. Hart.
Yeah, he starts to choke. And then Vision is there and Wanda, it keeps zooming in on them. It zooms in on Kitty from That 70s Show. And she's just like, stop it, stop it. She keeps saying that, right?
Yeah, she's like, she's saying stop it like he's joking. That he's joking that he's choking. Wanda and Vision are kind of like looking at each other. And Vision is like looking at Wanda and then back at Mr. Hart, like he like wants he's like I should do something, but he just keeps looking at Wanda until Wanda's like, Vision, help him.
That's like the most intense moment of the first episode, I think.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. It's crazy that Vision just didn't help out automatically, but it shows that something is wrong.
Something is up
Very
with
wrong.
Vision. I don't think that is Vision. We literally see it in the first like 15 minutes. They are trying to figure out what the little heart on the calendar is for, and Vision's like, I'm incapable of forgetting, blah, 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 which is true.
Yeah.
Vision is incapable of forgetting, but he's forgotten the date and what it's supposed to be for. He's forgotten his own death. I don't think that that's Vision.
No way it's Vision. I think that it's just all a simulation. I mean, I think that's what most people think, but I think that it's...
But the question is who? Who's simulating?
Yeah. We'll get into that in a second, because we're going to talk about the second episode. The first episode, how does it even end?
It ends with the credits are rolling, and then it zooms out, and the credits are on an old TV, surrounded by a whole bunch of new technology, and we see someone close a book with a sword logo on it. We also see a sword logo on one of the new monitors. So somebody either stole sword material, or sword is watching them on the TV. Very Truman Show vibes.
Yes. What a great movie that is.
Oh, and in case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
In the first episode, they have like this like little dinner party situation thing, and Wanda has to make food, and she's like using her powers to move food around in the kitchen, but she doesn't use her powers to just make food. She would probably normally do. Also, and like when she normally does her powers, you see her hands turn red. And even though it's in black and white, you would still see like the mist of her powers or whatever, and we don't see that. And so I'm getting the feeling that like her powers are limited or like fake in this reality, whoever's controlling it.
When the simulation breaks eventually, we'll see full-on Wanda.
Because there's a reason that the only color we see up until the end of the second episode is red. There's a tiny little Easter egg of when the wine bottle is pouring, because like the label is obviously angled towards the camera, so they're not going to do that on accident. The wine on the bottle is French. I don't speak French, so I texted my sister. I said, hey, can you translate this for me? And I'm gonna butcher it. Maison du Mépris, which stands for House of Mépris, which could be abbreviated to House of M. Either that's alluding to the fact that the show is heavily inspired by House of M, or that it's going to go the course of House of M. One of the two things. I just thought that was cool.
So the second episode's a little bit longer, and we see more of the sitcom role play out. It's kind of a prolonged story involving like a magic show that Wanda and Vision have to present. And that's basically the gist of it. There's a point where Vision swallows gum, so he's acting drunk throughout the performance. I thought that was really good acting by Paul Bettany. It was funny. There were more hints at what is really going on in this episode.
Literally, like the magic show that they're in, their nicknames are Illusion and Glamour. In the first episode, like, it's not really important, but like we see Agnes and Wanda reading a glamorous magazine, so I think that's probably where glamour came from. But I think that it's very telling that Vision's nickname is Illusion, because I don't think Vision's Vision. I think he's fake. I mean,
he's dead.
He's an illusion.
Yeah, like, let's just break this down. Like, how could Vision be there? He's
well,
dead.
But there's a difference between Wanda making a vision, because if Wanda makes a vision, then it's the vision that she knows and loves, blah blah blah.
Right.
But if someone else is creating a vision for Wanda to see, those are two different things.
Either way, he's a vision of Vision.
He's an illusion.
Yeah, he's not actually there, and when she finds that out eventually, it's going to be a heartbreaking scene. Which it's going to happen, I think, at some point this season. It's going to be like everything's going to fade away from her. Going to get snapped away almost.
Everything's going to start glitching.
Yeah, and then she's going to be left there, and that's when she's going to go crazy. But we'll talk about that in future videos.
No, literally, at the beginning of the second episode, there's like a tree branch hitting against their window, and Vision's scared. He's like, what is that? What is that? What's going on? And like normal Vision would literally just like transport himself through the wall to figure out what was happening.
Yeah.
Because in Civil War, he sees a freaking explosion happen. And he just goes, stay here, and leaves.
Exactly.
He's not Vision. He hasn't used his Mind Stone once. Their powers aren't real. They're not real. Nothing's real.
It's all a dream. There are a few revelations in this episode, some hints. One that I noticed when we were watching is the Agnes character, right?
Yes.
Who everyone believes is Agatha, correct?
Yes, it's not confirmed, but it's a pretty solid theory that Agnes is Agatha Harkness, and I would like you to put Agatha Harkness up here in words, and I want you to underline the AG and the NES, because if you take those and her name and you get Agnes, and I think that's where she got her name from.
Perhaps.
I think Agnes is aware. I take that back. She's not aware yet. She's going to be aware.
Really? So you don't think she's responsible for it? Who do you think is in charge of it all?
Sword. But it's not Sword. It's AIM. AIM has worked its way up through Sword the same way Hydra did with S.H.I.E.L.D.
Interessante.
Because listen, I did my research, right? I couldn't fall back asleep. I did my research. AIM was founded by none other than Baron von Strucker. What's the point of putting that Strucker watch commercial in there? I think it's all connected. If you look at like the suits that people in AIM wear, they look like bee suits. So I think that the person that came out of the drain, it has a sword logo on the back of the beekeeper suit, but it's not Sword. It's AIM disguising themselves as Sword. Sword is making it worse. They're not helping at all. That's why the FBI and the military have to show up. And that's why we hear Wu on the radio being like, Wanda, who is doing this to you? Because they don't know who Sword is.
That's Jimmy Woo 100% over the radio. You can recognize his voice. And he's going to come into play later. Darcy's going to come into play later. We've seen so many things from the trailers that have not popped up yet in the show.
Where's Evan Peters?
I don't know. Was he in a trailer?
No, but he's in the show.
Yeah. No clue. They're probably saving it for the Quicksilver reveal later.
Geraldine.
She's in it, yeah.
We've got Monica Rambeau in it. So we have...
That's the same girl from Captain Marvel.
Yes, that's the little girl from Captain Marvel grown up. So that's two characters that have given us fake names. Agatha is Agnes, and Monica is Geraldine. But I'm going to call her Monica because I keep forgetting her second name. Why are they lying?
They're all in a simulation. It's like Get Out or something.
Yeah,
or they're brainwashed or something like that. As far as this episode actually goes, we hear the noise again as Wanda and Vision are laying in bed, and they go outside, and they see like a sewer grate pop up, and it turns out that it's someone in a beekeeper suit like we talked about.
I said that in my trailer analysis. Everyone was saying that it was a hazmat suit, and I said, no, that is a bee suit. And in the trailer, there weren't bees flying around him, which is really interesting, and in the trailer, it's in color.
Yeah.
A lot of people are all like, oh, that looks like Doctor Strange, or in the suit, or oh, it looks like Coulson.
There's no way to tell who it is. Literally, you can't tell
I don't think
who
it's
it is.
anybody important.
Yeah, no. Wanda just says
No.
and there's a rewind that happens.
That's what confuses me, because I'm so confident in the fact that Swords/AIM is running this whole thing. But then Wanda she doesn't just say no, like, no. Like, she's like, no. and rewinds it, and it looks like she's the one choosing to rewind it and give herself a better ending. How aware is she? I just want to know. I hate having to wait for episodes to come out. I would rather just binge watch the entire series literally right now.
And then there's a burst of color at the end, and we find out that Wanda's pregnant.
We found out that Wanda's pregnant first.
Yeah, correct. But then she's still pregnant when it turns to color.
There is a weird, like, chanty cult thing happening where they keep chanting, for the children, for the children. I don't know what that was about. And then she's pregnant with her twins, which, so much could happen with that.
Again, there's only 7 episodes left for us to find out, so we will see how the show plays out through the rest of the week. But I think that's going to do it for our thoughts on this first 2 episodes of WandaVision.
Comment who you think, as of right now, who you would put your money on being the villain is. I think I'm going to go with Sword, but my number 2 choice is Agatha.
I don't really know who the villain's going to be, and that's why I'm kind of just excited to watch it. I'm always been less of the theorized guy. You know this about me.
I like making theories.
I just kind of like to watch, see how it plays out. That way my expectations aren't through the roof or something, then I'm let down, because that happened with Far From Home. Because everyone was like, oh, there's going to be a massive twist, and there was no twist, really.
Can you imagine how I'm going to be when Falcon and Winter Soldier comes out?
Yeah, I'm going to have to...
You're not going to hear from me.
No.
For weeks.
I'm not, but definitely hit the like button, comment down below your thoughts, your theories on the first 2 episodes of WandaVision. What do you think is going to happen down the road? Let us know all that and more. Head over to Cam's channel, subscribe, follow her on all our social medias. They'll be linked down below. And if you haven't already, please consider subscribing to the channel. It would mean the world. We've got a lot of content planned. WandaVision content as well. There was a mishap, a little technical difficulties with the watch party, so I apologize about that, but I might try my luck with it again down the road. Until next time, we'll see you guys later. And did you really watch this, or is it all a simulation?